Don't go away, Sproutlets. We'll be right back.
Universal Kids, formerly known as PBS Kids Sprout and originally Sprout, is an American-paid television channel that is owned by NBC Universal Television and streaming division of NBC Universal, a subsidiary of Comcast. It's focused on shows aimed at preschoolers, well, not anymore, and is now aimed at young children, or normal children at so. So how did this channel get to be, and why did it go through 3 names? We're gonna find out. On October 20th, 2004, the Public Broadcasting Service, PBS, announced a partnership with Comcast, Hit Entertainment, and Sesame Workshop to launch and then unnamed a subscription-based channel aimed at preschoolers. People were really confused. Isn't PBS Kids already aimed at preschoolers? No. It's aimed at a 3 to 7 crowd. The new channel, however, would be aimed at 3 to 4 or younger. So, kind of like what Baby First TV would do. On April 4th, 2005, Comcast announced that the new network channel would be called PBS Kids Sprout. But unfortunately, it only launched as an on-demand service. But it did get a channel later. It was launched nearly a few months later, on September 26th, 2005. First, it was launched as an on-demand streaming service, but it did get a channel later in September of 2005. At launch, the linear network officially launched on September 26, 2005 for a reach of around 16 million viewers across Comcast and Insight cable providers. The multi-platform approach was designed to appeal the different viewing habits of that channel and on-demand service. Among the first shows to air on the channel were Barney and Friends, Big Sister Little Brother, Pingu, Angelina Ballerina, Booba, Caillou, Make Way for Naughty, Sesame Street, Teletubbies, and many more, including Bob the Builder. In addition, they aired many programming blocks. So, Sprout aired programming blocks like The Good Night Show, The Let's Go Show, The Sunny Side Up Show, The Sprout Sharing Show, and many more. They even aired The Super Sproutlet Show, Sprout's Wrigley Waffle, and more. And also, Sprout did something unique to their channel, where it would take several episodes of short-form shows and combine them into a half-hour show of its own, complete with interstitials in between segments. 2011 to 2013, there were a complex series of business decisions that led a company named NBC Universal to yes, that NBC Universal, that basically get full control of PBS Kids Sprout, which is the brand. Let's say this. To summarize, Comcast acquired a 51% share of NBC Universal, leaving Sprout in the hands of NBC Universal. Apex Partners sold Hit Entertainment to NBC Universal, and Apex Partners claimed Hit Entertainment's share of Sprout. Sesame Workshop sold its stake in an interest to NBC Universal, and then NBC Universal claimed and acquired Apex Partners and PBS's shares. This led to the PBS Kids part of the name of the channel to be dropped. That name would eventually be dropped on November 13, 2013. While all this fight was going on July 7th, 2012, Sprout began to run and produce a Saturday morning block aimed at preschoolers, known as NBC Kids and Mi Telemundo, a Spanish dubbed version of the block, Telemundo Kids, on NBC and Telemundo respectively. These were blocks aimed at young children that aired on Saturday mornings and replaced Cubo, which was created at the joint venture of NBC Universal, Ion Media Networks Group, Chorus Entertainment, Scholastic, and Classic Media, now DreamWorks Classic, to create Cubo, who used to air in the same time slot of NBC and Telemundo. By the way, I will definitely cover Cubo in a future history video. On September 26, 2015, Sprout received a refresh after NBC Universal fully acquired Sprout. In mid-2016, it was announced that Sandy Wax would be stepping down from being president of NBC Universal by the end of the year. On May 1st, 2017, since Sprout was owned entirely by NBC Universal anyways, NBC Universal publicly announced that Sprout would be relaunched and rebranded as Universal Kids. But wait, what about the Sprout brand? Well, additionally, the Sprout brand isn't completely dead because Sprout is now a block on Universal Kids. So on September 8th, 2017, it was the last day for Sprout, known as a channel. After September 8th, 2017, it'll be turned into a block on Universal Kids, though the channel was renamed to Universal Kids. Universal Kids retained PBS Kids Sprout, or known as just Sprout. The Sprout block's programming will be running from 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. Think about how Noggin was divided into two blocks, one for younger children and one for older children and preteens. While all shows are being carried over from Sprout to Universal Kids, its primetime lineup has been replaced with certain shows. So after the rebrand, Universal Kids will begin airing shows aimed at preteens during primetime hours. They would acquire new shows and continue to focus on original content, including some from DreamWorks Animation, who Universal acquired and purchased in 2016, and shows co-produced with the Family Network in Canada. But unfortunately, all this change seemed to negatively impact the channel's viewership. Yeah, it was declining. It dropped 30% in 2017, and then the decline was starting to go down in a whopping 73% in 2018. So, yeah, it seems like Universal Kids is starting to drop down really fast. And no matter what they did, Universal Kids just couldn't keep up with the rest of the pack. Both Nickelodeon and Disney are still in high ratings, but I'm afraid Universal Kids is falling in its prime in this design in recent years. So, in June of 2019, they try and recover Universal Kids financially. They stopped producing new original series, and they shifted their focus towards acquired shows, which meant that the Sprout block on Universal Kids is officially dead. Unfortunately, it is completely dead. For instance, they eliminated the Sprout logo out, and now it's been renamed to Universal Kids Preschool. So that means the Sprout brand is officially dead in December of 2017. I think so. That means it's gone for good. And it's all because the decline was down to 30% and then a whopping 73%. What have we done? We simply got Sprout to be more worse. I mean, Sprout is a beautiful brand. If if anything, they want to invest more in production. There is more they could explore there. The long-running morning block, the Sunny Side Up show, was rebranded as the Sprout House and was renamed to Snug's House in 2018, which debuted in August of 2017, which is hosted by Carly and with a new character named Snug. So, Sunny Side Up show was rebranded as Sprout House, but was renamed to Snug's House. However, since 2017, the network has brought back older shows that aired on its channel, which was originally known as Sprout. The Wiggles, Barney and Friends, and The Chica Show. However, the best of blocks, which took up the channel space, this is no longer the case. So, first of all, the Sprout brand is eliminated. Also, Sprout was eliminated out of existence after almost 20 years of it being used. Also, by the way, Universal Kids is now starting to go faller, going downer and downer and downer because they're simply taking up way too much time with Mighty Mike and others, which were acquired by NBC Universal. Now, you guys, they're simply airing Masha the Bear, Remy and Boo, over and over and over, along with Mighty Mike, every week and weekend, and then lead it into prime time at midnight. Same. Paid programming. Oh my. Oh wait, I do see some Sprout. I see Sprout's original series. I see the Flugels, but it's on that. Wait a minute, let me check. 4:00 a.m. Who would get up really, really, really early? Now they're showing the same thing. Oh wait, what else? They're still airing the same damn programming all over and over again. So yeah. Still, in 2019 to 2020, they were the lowest viewed children's programming in the US. Only on 31,000 viewers per day during prime time. The decline was slow to just 3%, but who knows? Maybe it will drop down to the same thing again. So it looks like Universal Kids has really fallen from its prime in recent years. Why? What's the matter? Well, I think it's because of the brand change. That's why. All of a sudden, changes seem to turn people off the network. Also, that's why I quit watching Universal Kids, because of their programming. So yeah, you don't want me to watch Universal Kids again. So that's why I moved to watching Nickelodeon, who has a lot of channels like Nick Jr., Nick Music, Ed, Teen Nick, Nick Rewind, and more. Oh wait, don't they have Baby Shark? Well, the main Nickelodeon channel does, only its long-running Nick Jr. preschool block, along with its Nick Jr. channel, which replaced Noggin. So the reason why Universal Kids is failing, it's simply because their programming is just boring, and also it's not really interested in the end. It was clear from the early 2010s onwards that it was clear from 2010 onwards that Sprout was declining in ratings because they took a lot of shows off the air. And for Universal Kids, they declined in ratings because of the changes during primetime and daytime children's programming. By that point, NBC Universal did a full bad job of acquiring Sprout. And even so, I wish Sprout was stuck around more often. It's like a combination of PBS Kids and Baby First TV, according to Medora Entertainment. But I'm afraid Universal Kids is in big trouble. Well, so unfortunately, Universal Kids is digging itself in a hole. Can NBC Universal help Universal Kids dig themselves out of their hole? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Universal Kids is doomed or not doomed? Let me know. Please respect my decision to liking Nickelodeon. But if you bash my decision on liking Nickelodeon, even though it has Baby Shark in it on their Nick Jr. block, please do not do that. Please, I won't like that. Now, thanks for watching, and thank you for 720 subscribers. Stay tuned for more upcoming history videos, excluding Cubo.